So carrying too much weight in a dog or cat can actually be one of the biggest impactors in their quality of life. So it doesn't just reduce their vitality, it also makes them more prone to diseases like arthritis and diabetes. And actually, in some cases, it can reduce their life expectancy by up to 2 years of age. So even just being a little bit overweight is really important. And today I've got Tate, who's a vet nurse from our Vetlife clinic in Timaru, to talk to me about the importance of weight, how you can know if your dog or cat is overweight, and also what you can do about it to get them down to their healthy weight so they can live their best life possible. So let's start off, Tate. How can people tell if their dog or their cat is overweight?
So hi Alex, it's pretty simple. We have a body condition score kind of thing. So you can, obviously, you know your pet, you can have a look at your pet. A visual look at your animal will kind of tell you. So you're looking at, when you look at your pet from the back, you're looking to see if there's a kind of a slope in. So you want to see that they're going in at the waist. And if you look at them underneath, you can see if they're behind their rib cage, there should be a tuck up if they're ideal weight, and obviously by stroking them. Now, it's really important when you stroke them that you just use a feather touch. We're all a bit guilty of it. We'll go, yeah, I can definitely feel Fluffy's ribs, but actually we're pushing way, way too hard. So you just need to use like the back of your hand, a bit of a feather touch. And you can kind of, we have these body condition scores that kind of label what it kind of says for each one. So if you've got a dog that is obese, like you're really having to drag your hands across to feel ribs, you see a fat pad above the tail, and you see that there's no uptuck anymore, then probably doing more to our big red zones over here.
Yeah. So one good thing to kind of say how well you should be feeling the ribs is if you actually put your hand out and you just feel the back of your hand there, that's kind of just above your knuckles. That's how you should be kind of feeling the ribs. If you turn your hand over and you feel it over the knuckles on the palm, that's too heavy. So that's a good kind of indication of what you should be able to feel. So if if they are a little bit overweight or a lot overweight, a lot of people are quite keen on sticking with their diet and just reducing the amount that they're feeding, but that often isn't very successful. And so there's a number of different weight loss diet options available, aren't there?
Yeah. So like you say, if you reduce your normal diet, I always kind of, with everything I compare it to as humans. It'd be like if you just ate Macca's for a day and then you just reduce that Macca's, you're taking away the fat, yes, and you're starving yourself, but you're taking away all the nutrition. Yeah. So what you want to be doing is increasing other things. So you don't want to be breaking down your muscle and you don't want to be starving yourself. You want to be building muscle, losing fat. So your metabolics, you've got Hills and Royal Canin, both do ones, and they both work for different dogs. So we'll have a talk to you and see what your kind of dog's bedding behaviour is and things like that. But kind of what they do is they tend to increase the fibre and protein so that your dog's fuller for longer, and they're not breaking down that muscle, but at the same time decreasing your fat and calorie content. So they're all scientifically proven, and the way that you kind of, when you put them on, it's great we have these diets, but then you need to be measuring them. So you can use a cup. People do use cups. I don't personally think that cups are a good idea, because one day you could be feeding 55 grams and the next day you could feed 75 grams. So you can kind of, what we say is work out exactly how much you should be feeding and weigh it. We do have things like the dog scales with the weight on there, which are really handy. Just lob it in and hey presto. Or if you've got kitchen scales at home, digital scales are best just because they're easy to read. But yeah, just using that. But yeah, the diet foods are better. They've got a better composition to help your pet.
Yeah, and you're just much more likely to be successful with that weight loss with a specific diet. Your dog or your cat, they're not going to pester you. They're going to mobilize that fat and lose that fat, like Ted said, like rather than lose the muscle, which is often something that happens, especially if you're just effectively starving your pet. And they have some other kind of clever things in them that just make it much more likely that you'll be successful. So as well, there's that measuring bowl, which is a fantastic way to make life easy to make sure you're feeding the right amount. But there's a few other things that you can do to kind of feeding wise. You can use slow feeders. Anything that makes that meal longer as well will make your pet feel fuller. It will also provide that mental stimulation, which can also burn off a little bit of extra energy as well. So that can really help as well. And then I think monitoring is one of the biggest things as well, because a lot of people, they'll start off really well and really enthusiastic, but weight loss is a real journey, and it can take an awful long time, especially in our really overweight pets. So I think that's where the service that you guys provide with the weight clinics is really important. So do you want to tell us a little bit about the weight clinics that you run there in Timaru, and will be run kind of across a lot of other Vetlife clinics as well?
Yeah. So we hold free weight clinics with nurses here, and they'll kind of go through initial assessment with you, kind of look at what you're eating, and will body condition score with you to kind of get a good idea of like where we're at on the scale, and look at what your exercise plan is and things like that. Then we take body measurements, and then we have a system in-house that we put those body measurements into, and it comes up with what your pet's ideal weight should be. So pop that in, and then it also kind of gives you a timeline. So it gives you a graph. So you might need to lose 10 kilos, but it's probably going to take you a year and a half. Or we might need to just use 500 grams, but we're a chihuahua, so that's also going to take 6 months. So it gives you a realistic kind of idea of how long it's going to take. Losing 1 to 2% of body weight is really ideal. So we can also work out when you're coming back for your revisits in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and things like that. We can work out whether your pet's losing at a healthy rate, because obviously we don't want them to lose too little, but we also don't want them to lose too much. And if we've not changed diet and we are losing too much, then we can then work out for you whether actually your pet's nutritional needs are being met. And then, like I say, then we book a revisit in 2 weeks. Reweigh your pet, see where we're kind of at, and we can have another repeat discussion. So if we've not lost enough weight or we've lost too much weight, we can change things and kind of make an individual plan for your pet. We don't do things as like a big scale, this is how every pet should lose weight. We look at your pet and we work with you and your habits and your walking plans that you have with your pet and your working, and we make it individual to your pet. So that's why it's really important to come see a nurse, because it isn't just one size fits all for everybody. So yeah, free weight clinics.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think I can kind of overestimate how important they are. So many people aren't successful with their weight loss journey for their pet, but actually jumping into one of these clinics, it's a fantastic service that our nurses offer. They're great at championing your pet and keeping you motivated about this really important topic. And actually, losing weight is one of the biggest things you can do to keep your cat and your dog as happy and healthy as possible, reducing their risk of arthritis, diabetes, and obviously the associated costs that can come with those, as well as just affecting their quality of life. So thanks so much for joining us, Tate. Really some great information there, and something that is actually relevant to so many pet owners out there. So thanks, Tate, and we'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Thanks, Alex.